Hello and welcome. You're watching Outlook Money's budget special. Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman has presented her second budget in the Parliament. Running into over 2.5 hours in this budget speech, the budget speech has touched upon almost every sector of the economy, from startup to the social welfare, from corporate India to the investors. In fact, the budget has laid out a roadmap for achieving the $5 trillion economy dream. So one of the most important steps that have been taken in this budget is on the personal income tax front. So to talk more about it and to know what are the various changes made in the income tax slabs, we are joined in by our special correspondent, Mr. Vishav. So my first question to you, there was a long impending demand that the government is going to cut the personal income tax. So how do you see this move?
Actually, the intention of this government is, of course, to give relief to the salaried class, those who pay income tax. But the intention is also to simplify the taxation system while doing that. But this step, if you just look at this step in isolation, I would say it has definitely given some relief to the salaried class. Maybe there will be some debate about whether it was enough, whether it was what they expected, or has enough been done. But there has been some relief to the middle class, to the salaried class. Now, to the second question, whether it has simplified the taxation system, if you look at it in isolation, I would say that it has in fact brought more complexity to the system, because now there will be people who will be filing, because the new regime has come as an optional thing. So people will have an option to pay income tax as per the new regime or as per the older regime. So there will be two types of income tax returns being filed now. Some people will be filing on the basis of the new regime, some on the basis of the older regime. They have to be evaluated, assessed, differently. Now, when we say that, it will bring more complexity into the system, but at the same time, there has been some relief. If we talk about the relief per se, then earlier, everybody, those with income above 5 lakh, before 5 lakh, below 5 lakh, they did not have to pay any tax, but above 5 lakh, 5 to 10 lakh, they had to pay 20% tax. Now, this has been divided into two parts. So those with income from 5 to 7.5 lakh, they will pay, instead of 20%, they will pay only 10%. Those from 7.5% to 10%, they will pay 15%. So both these have been brought down from 20%. Above 10 lakh also, earlier people had to pay 30% tax. Now it has also been divided into two parts. Those from 10 to 12.5 lakh, so 12.5 lakh, they will have to pay only 20% tax, down 10% from 30% earlier. And those above 12.5 lakh to 15 lakh, they will have to pay 25%, also 5% lower than 30% they earlier used to pay. So it's a relief, but at the same time, the catch is that those who opt for this kind of system, they will have to let go of all the exemptions and deductions. So no standard deductions, no deductions on home loans, no deductions under section 80C. So all these will have to go. So it will have to be seen, how much it benefits. So it will vary from case to case.
And the basic objective provided to overhaul this personal income tax slab is to provide disposable income in the hand of the people to boost the consumption in the economy. Do you feel that it's going to improve that situation on the consumption front?
Not by much actually, because only 3% of the population pays income tax. So when we say only 3% pay income tax, then the impact can only be that much. And out of those 3% also, how much they will benefit, that will also depend on how many deductions they used to claim earlier, right? So some people may benefit significantly, but some people may not benefit much and may want to stay in the older regime itself, because they were claiming reductions which entitled them to more relief than this new dispensation provides. So with only 3% people paying income tax, only some of them benefiting from this, not all of them, or maybe not all of them benefiting equally from this. I don't see how this will boost consumption that much, but it will surely, it's a welcome thing for taxpayers, income taxpayers, salaried class, because the relief had been given to the corporate class, so they were expecting something for them as well.
And Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman, while presenting this change in the budget, said that this is going to improve the tax compliance. So what do you think about that?
Like I said, if you look at it only in isolation, then of course, those who do not claim that many deductions and who want to just pay tax, it will be easier for them to calculate their income tax and to file their income tax also, because I think the government is also coming up with a system where your returns will be pre-filled, so you won't have to do much because the system will be very simple. But I think the direction where the government wants to go is to switch to the new regime. So right now people have the option to stay in the older regime, but eventually that will be done away with. All the deductions will eventually go away. Then we will have a simpler system. Then the real effects of this will be visible. This is just a speculation based on the policy direction. So it may or may not be true, but I think that's where the government is going. And when that happens, then it will be much simpler to assess, also much simpler to file also. So then tax compliance will definitely increase. But right now it brings one more element of complexity in the system. So we'll have to wait for this to be sorted out.
Thank you, Vish. Thanks for talking to us and